Hey kids, welcome. It's Mark Miller here. Whoa, look at Fred. Really down low there. Bring him back up. How you doing, Fred? You good? Fred says he's good. Welcome. Welcome. All right, what are we doing today? We're starting a new project. Sometimes I do things on this show, and I wonder this: is this too crazy? And I'm precariously close to answering yes for the project we're going to start on today's show. Let's talk about what it is a little bit, and maybe I'll talk about why I think it's too crazy first, because it kind of goes on the slide. We are going to show some text, and it's going to cost us about 200 megabytes. I think this is Twerky Murky Show. Oh no, pudding! Come on. So I said we're going to show some text. We're going to show some animated text. That's what we're going to do. We're going to show some animated text. Let's close that scroll. It's going to cost us, based on my calculations, about 200 megabytes. It's expensive. My graphics card is pretty high end, but I think we have a problem there. We also need what is it? It's about 400 essentially different. We need essentially, we're not actually going to do this. We're going to do something else that's a little smarter. But we need about 400 different video graphics combinations for this to look right. And we're gonna take this and break this up into two 20 by 20 scenes. So we'll have two different scenes. We'll be able to select one of 20 different video sources for each of those. So it's going to be a little bit smarter, but at the very least, we're going to have at least 3 full screen videos with an alpha channel playing at once. Plus the animated text. We'll need to, it's a variable with font. Yeah, it's crazy. So we're going to need spacing right. Need to get spacing right. Everything's got to look perfect. Everything, the layout of everything. And so we've got, like I said, we've got about 400 different video graphic combinations for this. All right, so that's the why do I think it's too crazy. 200 megabytes of memory space dedicated just to showing text. If I didn't animate it, this thing would be like nothing. It'd be like a megabyte. Maybe a couple megs. Variable with font, so we got to get the spacing right, and we've got to basically create our own font, our own text drawing engine from scratch is what we're going to have to do. And this right here, I just finished rendering all these just before the show. So I've rendered all of these pieces here. Don't have sound effects yet. All right, what are we doing? What is this? This is, there's a thing in D&D called essentially a contest roll. And the essence of a contest roll is that it's 2 or more players. So let's do this. Contest rolls. Well, there are 2 or more players. Essentially only one victor. And it can be 2 or more. It can be up each player can have their own skill or ability check they are rolling. So for example, I can say, example, here we go. Merkin's intelligence versus let's think of a bad guy's name. You know, the Impalers. This is the Impaler's strength, like that. It can be that kind of a thing. And so we need to show all the players involved. We need to show each player's ability or skill. And we need to show a winner. I haven't figured out though how we're going to do that yet. To show a winner, that's the essence of it. Okay. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at. In terms of the look of this, let's see if we can switch over to that. Right now, as you can kind of see, get a sense of what it's going to look like here. So kind of like that a little bit. So we're going to have that look. We're going to have, you know, the top is going to have the first, you know, the character above, or characters, and the one below is going to have the characters below. I've decided to limit this. We'll switch back over. I've decided to limit this to only, let's see, each player can have the only ability that they're rolling, but I'm going to limit to only 2 skill tests, skill or abilities for a roll. So 2 skills or 2 abilities for a roll. Okay, so those will be the up and below, the bottom, the above and below stuff. So what do we need to do? Well, okay. It seemed to me there was some other crazy thing I forgot about with these, but I'm not sure. I think I'm going to start with the custom animated font. Yeah, Pudding says the same thing. That's what I think I'm going to go with. And so what do we need to do? Well, we need to only load what we need. I don't want to load all 200 megs at once if nobody's ever going to use the letter Q. I don't want an animated Q loaded up into memory. Only load what we need when we need it. I'm not sure if I'm going to unload when I'm done, but I'm totally open to that possibility. See how my machine handles itself. Hypnotic pattern type of commands. I'm still looking for, yeah, you're looking for the ability to bring up the spell descriptions, I think, is what you're saying, Pudding, right? Not something going to load all that memory. Get DMs with descriptions. Yes. Don't divert me, man. I'm always on this path, and now I'm thinking about what you're saying. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. I'm like ultimately, I think it's a great idea. I'm just like, tell me what you mean by abilities. Get DMs with descriptions. Tell me what you mean by abilities. I think it'll be super fast to develop compared to all the arts and stuff. Yeah, I know. Am I going off track right now? Are you going to successfully get me off track, Pudding? Because I'm totally considering it. Let's save this out here. The context roles. Oh, you're talking about the features right there. Rage, sharpshooter, and resilience. Right? Yeah, you're talking about features. Rage's feature, yeah. All right, fine. You know what, Pudding? We're going to do that right now. We're going to do it now. All right, so let's figure that out. I got the D&D app running right now. We need to hook into... over here in the main window. Get that right? Get the wrong one. Select the wrong one. Okay, we need to go, what is it? Message received? Maybe chat command received. I only have message received. Okay. Am I getting these here though? That's the one I'm interested in right there. I don't think anything you send here is going to trigger that. Let's see if it is. No trigger. Okay, so what you're going to have to do, Pudding, for now, I'm not gonna have this work in both right now because I'm not monitoring the CodeRush channel in here. But if you go out to twitch.tv/dragonhumpers and you click on the chat out there, chat. Now let's see if we get them right from here. Mage. Cool. We get it. All right, message received. All right, so let's run here. I'm going to run in a second. Let me give this a thought in terms of what we're going to do. Execute Dragonhammer's chat command. Boom. Right in there. And I think what I'm going to do, let's set another breakpoint here. Come back in there, trigger it again. All right. Pop a big else in here, and we're going to say begin. Execute. Maybe if execute spell command. Chat message. Message. Something like that. All right, let's try that. Declare that. All right, so let's get into here now. Okay, good. So if not message dot starts with, then return false. Otherwise, we're going to say possible spell name. Did you explain what you meant by abilities? Tell me what you mean by abilities, because I'm not sure what you mean by that. Got all spells in here. I do. Get spell name. Possible spell name. Just like that. And if it's not null, then we're going to return true. And let's see if we get into here. Probably not now. Let's try again though. Let's do type in mage hand. Well, nope, didn't even get into there. Mage hand. Set a breakpoint there. Is it because it's not case sensitive? Shouldn't be. All right, so let's see what's going on. Is mage hand 2 words? Mage hand's 2 words, isn't it? That's my problem, I think. Let's try that again. Mage hand. I get it now? Now I've got it. Sweet. So now we need to send a message back out to this person, whoever sent it to us. Tell viewers, at the very least, let's tell the viewers if we can get a, I don't know if we have a short description for the spell or not. I think we just have one description. Spell.description. Try that. I did not see tell viewers send anything out. Okay, what's going on with tell viewers? So message should have worked. I'm not seeing it here though. I'm not sure if it's that problem before where we had a breakpoint where send message sends something, but there's no exception thrown, and it doesn't really get out. Send anything out to CodeRush? We do if it's tell all. Let's try this. Got a breakpoint there. Let's trigger it again. Nothing coming out either in either place. Let me try restarting. I want to see if a restart is going to unleash this. I see nothing in either place. It could be too that the description's too long and it's blocking it. That could totally be the problem. Yeah. All right, let's try shortening it. Let's make it 150 characters as our limit. I'm going to grab this a sentence at a time is what I'm going to do. Add it on. I think we do that is what we do, and then we return short description out at the end like that. I think that's what that looks like. Getting sentence needs to take in the description as a ref parameter like that. And here we've got a valid dot position. So we're going to say result is equal to description dot substring. Go from 0 to the dot position plus 1. Shoot. It's going to get that period, and then I'm going to say I think I want to add a plus space on the end of this. Come on. Because of this right here, because I'm looking for one of those two options right there. I'm looking for this one first because I want to not get like a, you know, a 2.3 or something, find like a decimal in the middle of a number or something and think that's the end of a sentence. All right, and then description is equal to description.substr.
Genesco 7, where are you? We need your help! Oh, God, Orion.
Invoke spell pudding.
Here, right now.
I'm in space, kid. Kevin, where are you? So here's what I think it's looking like. I think it's looking like that right there. Let's step into it. Didn't even get into it. Right. Did I disconnect myself? Looks like I did not. Nope. Shoot. All right, stopping, and then we'll restart it. Putting spell activated. Pudding totally hijacked my show this morning, Genesco 7. It's like, let's do this instead. And I'm like, all right, he suggested before. He's right, it shouldn't take too long. It's not as insane as everything else I was going to do. I'm a little bit sad I'm not doing my insane stuff, but you know, it's all right. Let's hide that scroll. We got a breakpoint in here, maybe? Execute spell command. Yeah, we got a breakpoint right there. Cool. So, the idea is we go in the Dragon Humpers chat and we type in a spell name like Mage Hand. Get short description. Let's see what it looks like. Nice. That looks good. We added a space to the end, so it should be. Let's see what happens to description. This thing should start with the hand lasts for the duration is after we make this move. Yeah, nice. Okay, here's the next sentence. So we got that. Good. Get the next sentence. I think we're done with this breakpoint. That seems to be working well. Now we got two sentences. And then we return because we ran out of length there. Go. Are we going to see this now? There it is. Look at that pudding. Then we need a link somewhere to it. Pudding was supposed to be the pudding chosen one. What? How do we find the links? That's the question. Where do I want to take people to? I kind of like D&D Beyond. Go there and go to see what kind of spells we've got out here. Maybe a search for Mage Hand. And we got any spells. We could do this. Put that link there. Just put the search link there, which is just search Q equals and then that. Let's do that. The other option, yeah, is I got this, which I'm not sure I can really get, but I might be able to figure it all out. It looks like they're just taking this, the spaces and replacing it with a dash. So that means that, let's see, would they have spider dash climb? Yeah. It looks like that's all we need to do. Lightning dash lure. We don't have lightning lure though like that. I am the chosen. I am the guardian. The guardian. Okay, cool. But we don't have lightning lure. What happens if I type in lightning and lure? Maybe I misspelled it. What's happening here? Oh, it's because I don't have, it's not that I didn't find it, it's that I didn't have the right access to it. So it feels like this is the better way to go with that link. Let's add that into it. Get your description. And then we'll do like a for more information kind of thing on it. That's what we'll do. All right, let's come back in here and do mage hand again. And then we're going to say tell viewers. For more information on spell.name, see D&D Beyond search do I want to do this or do I want to do the other? What's the better end result? Yeah, I kind of want to do this. Okay. So we'll do that right there. I think it could be as simple as return name dot to lower and dot fine, why not trim. Well, maybe, yeah, let's start with dot replace, and we're going to replace that with that. I'm not sure there are any other things that we need to worry about. And then maybe just a trim for safety right over there. And then let's try that. See, did that work? Nope, I didn't get it. There's some way that didn't work. Missing method. Okay, yeah. I think Steve doesn't like when I put methods down below in the DLLs.
Exactly.
There you go. That might just work. Let's see what we got. Click on it. Sweet. That worked. All right, cool. Let's do one more thing on this part right here. I want to just put the spell name in there. It might be true. Coding Gorilla. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, all right, so let's see here. So that's not bad. I just want to put the name of the spell right at the very top of the reply back here. So I want this to be spell name, colon, and then the description. Okay. Let's try running that. Coding Monkey is in the house. Hey, we don't judge on side jobs. Economy is in the best place at the moment. That's right. Okay, how's it look now? It's over here. There we go, cool. It looks like a professional feature. Come on, stop doing that. Okay, so there it is. So let's try something else. Let's try lightning lure. Lightning lure. It looks awesome. I love it. Oh, but wait, what happened? Why did the one in the Code Rush one went full on and sent the whole thing out? Oh, I see. That's my problem right there. Okay, let's fix that. Maybe I'll incorporate this into get short description. Well, let's just do this instead. Let's just say this. I think I'm going to move this into tell viewers. That's what I think I'm going to do. Then I can get rid of this. Then I can inline this. Let's take our short description and bump it up its length. So we can go to maybe 200. All right, continue. We have some issues with edit and continue. I only modified things in the main exe, so I think we're going to be okay. Let's see what happens now. Lightning lure. Nice. There's the click, and it says, get this right here. It's not quite as good as, you know, maybe searching for lightning lure and seeing this. Just not sure. What's a better result? I don't know, Pudding, you can maybe tell me what you think is a better result on there with regards to finding out about lightning lure. Am I just in the wrong place? Should I go back over to... Wikidot is one of the options here. Dungeons and Dave, Reddit, D&D spells list. Yeah, I was thinking of that, Coding Gorilla, as the piece. So the question is, do I take them? Where do I take them? And I'm kind of thinking I take them to this right here is where I take them. And then it's just one more click away to get to the thing they want, whatever it is. I think that's probably a better experience. Like that. I think I'm going to do that. That feels a little bit better. Okay. Shouldn't you be on for a 4-pay service? I think there are parts of it that are definitely 4-pay, but there's also parts of it that are free. Okay, so get spell page name D&D Beyond. I'm going to keep that code there. Then I'm also going to get spell search URL. Search query D&D Beyond. That's going to come in here. Do the same thing. Take the name, lowercase it. We're going to replace spaces though. With what is it? %20? No, it's a plus. I think that's going to work right there. I'm down low level. These changes generally aren't going to work without it in continue. So I think I'm just going to kill the app and not even try it. Instead, we'll do that there, and then we'll restart it. I don't know if I have the ability to do direct messaging on here. I think it's pay for permanent content. I don't think I'm paying anything on it that I know of. I don't think I'm paying anything for it. I could be wrong, but... All right, so let's see. We want to go over here. So test it out over here. So let's try Firebolt. Nothing. Is Firebolt not the spell? Is it 2 words? Firebolt. There it is. 2 words. Okay, now we got a slight problem here. Is that my descriptions are encoded. We need to decode those messages. If by access to full books or specific spells, other content. Yeah, I've seen the digital, they've got digital content available there. I'm gonna have to fix this and maybe also that. Where are we? Do we have anything that's actually looking for that string? Yeah, that's not going to be it. That's not going to really do what I want to. That's just formatting issues. We do have this, though. Get spell description. In the spell factory, which is over in the card maker.
Hello, Mr. Miller. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing, Rory?
I am doing good as well.
I was on one path, and Pudding's like, "Go down this other path." I'm like, "Fine," and that's what happened. So I'm going down the other path.
So this is a new form of pudding-driven development.
Yeah, it's pudding-driven development is what it is. I'm just looking at this code here. It's kind of not quite what I want. Jetsom's here though.
Hey, Jetsom.
All right, let's go back over. I'm going to copy this code. It's not quite what I want, but it's close. And it's over here. I want to mess with get spell description is what I want to do. Here, let's close this scroll. I'm going to just kill the app, and I'm going to make some changes here because I think we're going to need to make some changes here. Let's see what we've got here. So let's maybe start with this. This is going to clear out all of our formatting calls right there. So that's kind of important. Yeah, we don't need that. Spell level, spell. I'm questioning this right here.
Okay.
Not sure about that.
I assume that's a sort of translation method
Well,
to get sort of raw data into some other format.
The thing is this in my descriptions, I've got these kinds of things here. These are the
Oh,
things,
okay.
and based on the spell level and other pieces, these things can all change based on the data that's out there. So if I don't specify a spell level, I kind of need to say, you know, the minimum level for the spell, which I think is already happening here. So I think I've already, and to be honest, this line of code here, I've already created the spell when I'm at this point anywhere. I'm in the spell. And so now what I need to do is start looking at the pieces here that I want to keep. And I think that's not bad in terms of what I want to keep. I don't think I want to replace that, and I think I definitely want to get rid of those right there, if those exist. These characters. These characters are formatting though, and I'm pretty sure they're actually not in here by the time we get these. I'm going to just kill those 2 lines of code as well. Okay, so then
Okay, well, that's certainly simpler.
Yeah, it's not bad. So we'll say description is equal to description dot, and then we're going to do all those replace calls right there. And then everything else should kind of go away. Is that right or no? Short description. Description. There we go. Yeah. And I think that's it. Let's run and see if that is any better. Jessup says, I saw Overkill Productions in the title. Expectations are right. Yeah, I'm working with text right now. Because I started. Let me show you where I started today. This is where I was here. And I was like this. And then Pudding's like, you know what, Mark? And I was charmed.
Pudding got his squirrel cannon out.
Yeah, he squirreled me.
And now we're hunting squirrels.
Kind of. I think we're almost done now.
Okay.
So then we'll go over into crazy town is what we'll do. Yeah, we're going to go into Overkill Productions. Don't worry. That's why Roy's here. Roy's not here for anything else. Roy's like, I can work with text all day, Mark. What I want. So here's what we're doing. We're making it so that you can type into the chat room the name of a spell, like Firebolt, like that, with an exclamation mark. And then what we're going to do is come in here, and here you go. The target takes, and then it's got that encoded word right there. I see my horizontal. Oh, interesting. Is this a code rush issue? Holy cow. I'm not sure if we can fix this or not. How we fix this. But let's look at this. Okay, Deb. Why do you always do this?
At exactly this moment.
I'm trying to put on a professional show here, Groversaurus. I'm trying to talk to my devs. You just jump in.
The number of times we go to report a code rush issue and Groversaurus comes out.
I'm gonna fake it next time. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna dodge. All right, here's the issue, guys. I'm in a file that has short lines. Well, there's one line here that's long. Oh, look at this. This just showed up right here, but it wasn't there at all before when I was down here. So I couldn't scroll right because I didn't have a horizontal bar. Go back and watch me look for it before Groversaurus comes in. So that's kind of what the issue was, is I'm not sure how to fix that. How do we scroll if there's no scroll? Nothing to scroll across. In other words, the text isn't long, but what we're putting out is. I'm not sure if it's a bug or not. I'm not sure how we fix it without a lot of effort and work. No horizontal scroll bar. So I could not see the DV text. What's going on in the chat room, Roy?
Golden Gorilla suggests that there's maybe a bot out there that triggers when we go CR issue start. Jetsom's suggesting Grovosaurus mere presence is enough to fix the issue.
I'm gonna get that guy. I'm gonna get you, certainly. All right. So anyway, we're going down here to description, and now there we go. We got something different. 1d10. Okay. So cool. And now we run. And now over here, there we go. So before we got this, see the difference in text right there?
Indeed,
you
yes.
got that?
Got the calculation of the actual fire damage.
Yeah, and now we have this right here, and it doesn't say fire, all crazy, formatted, looks good, and we get a nice search query here, so we can click on that and go see Firebolt.
Nice.
Sweet, D&D Beyond will love us for that, and I think we're done for now on that. Okay, Pudding?
Okay.
Are you satisfied with that, Pudding, or Pudding, Pudding also wanted us to DM him the full spell description. I'm like, Pudding, this is a feature for one. Am I? Come on, Pudding. I gave you a taste of awesome right there. It's right there. There it is. Go try it out. Go type into the Dragon Humbers chat and type it in. All right. Okay, so let's say we're done there. Let's get into Crazy Town. You ready to go? You want to journey down to Crazy Town?
Braced and ready for Crazy Town, insofar as you can ever be ready.
Cool.
For Crazy Town.
Cool. Fireball. A bright streak flashes from your pointing finger to a point you see. Magic missile. Looks like it's all doing pretty well.
All
right. We're currently sending that also into the Code Rush chat as well, which made sense while we were chatting. If it gets too crazy, Pudding, we might have to turn that part off. All right. I want to show some animated text, Rory.
Yep.
Are my demands are my demands on the show ever too high? You're right to just respond in silence, because the question was not to you, because there's no way you could know the answer to that question, Roy. Only I know the answer to the question, and it's no. Not too high. We're going to show some animated text. I did some calculations. It's going to cost me about 200 megabytes to get this animated text on screen.
So pretty cheap then, yeah?
Yeah, okay. Fine. It's a variable with font. We're going to need to get our spacing right. We're going to have to write a whole text placement engine.
Yes.
All I want to do is I want to communicate to the viewer that something is happening. And I feel
like we have code that we could borrow elsewhere in our systems that might help with that.
Well, I'm definitely, because it's animated, I'm going to throw it right at our sprite engine. I am, but we're going to have to write some other stuff. One of the things here, only load what we need when we need it. I'm not sure if I'm going to unload all that when I'm done. If my machine handles it, I'll just keep it all in memory. Okay?
Cool.
If I have problems later, I'll unload it. See if that helps. Okay. We also need essentially 400 different video graphic combinations for this. And
That's a very off-the-cuff statement.
Yeah. I'm going
to slide that one under the radar there.
Yeah. And I'm going to break it up into two 20 by 20 scenes. But there'll be at least 3 full-screen videos with an alpha channel playing at once, in addition to the animated text. But it's going to hit the level of production value that I needed to hit. That's what we're going to do. It's for this whole idea of contest roles. I'll show you what the graphics kind of are going to start to look like here. Realize the sound for that is audio properties. Contest. Intro, there it is. I'm going to monitor that so I can hear it and you can hear it too, right? I'll bring that up again. We got a little bit of sound on the opening on it. Okay, so this is like the background of the screen for the roll.
Sure.
Got it? We're going to put something up there and something down here. Those are coming from video graphics. and we're going to turn those on and off is what we're going to do programmatically. We'll turn on the right one. I've got a scene there and a scene here. Each of those scenes has 20 different media sources on it. We're going to select one of those to turn it on, like for example, intelligence versus strength, whatever it's going to be.
So we're only going to show 2 video sources over and above what you've got on the screen, but you're going to have a backup 38 extras just, you know, well, I guess they're loaded the first time you use any given one of them.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, no, they're going to be turned off. They'll just all be turned off. So this is a technique that I'm already using, you know, to do the weather, for example. So if we come in and we say, hey, let's do the weather. Let's make a massive heat wave. There it is. So there's a couple different things going on, but there's a video up there, one of many on the weather layer, the weather scene, that I can switch. I can say, let's switch to light snow, for example. And now we've got some snow.
Yeah.
Fred, you tell it's snowing? Okay. So that's what that looks like. So there's snow over there. Kids, you probably want a heat wave more than, you know, I'm in Costa Rica, so it's like...
You're used to heat waves.
Yeah, we'll do a heat wave for a little bit here. So using that same technology, it's going to throw both of those up on top. The doors, all of that, that's at the 3rd layer, and the piece in the background as well. We'll roll the dice on top of that, and we're going to put our text in the right spots.
Okay.
That's what we're going to do. Let's go find my text. I don't even remember where I put it. I stuck it in a spreadsheet somewhere. Mood. What is it? It's not here. It's something else. Give me a sec. It's its own spreadsheet called font widths. Right? So these are the widths of the fonts. Okay, I stuck these in Visual Studio Code or something like that, and I just created this code right here for me.
Did you literally measure the width of a character in each case?
What do you think, Rory?
I think there's every chance you did.
What do you think I did?
I reckon you sat there with a ruler, virtual or otherwise, and just went, okay, that is X pixels across.
It is. It's kind of essentially it, is what I did. I measured it, and hold on, let's go see if we can find...
That is the level of detail and the level of polish which Mr. Miller will apply to pretty much anything he does, to be fair.
You have no idea where we're going on this. It is, okay, so here they are right here. Here's a bunch
Some
of
might
them.
suggest the more apparently mundane the element, the more polish you tend to try and apply.
Yeah, it's kind of true. So anyway,
I think it's a positive statement, though. I think it's good.
Here's what they look like. They're kind of looking like this. And so for each one of these fonts, I've got, they're all generated out here. The only thing I realized I didn't generate that I think I want are minus and positives, and maybe parens as well. So I might add a little bit more. So this is what it looks like. That's at 100% right there what the font looks like. So on your screen, it'll be about that big at 100% if we do it. We'll also need to support scaling as well.
Yep.
For each one of these, I've grabbed this center position. So the baseline is the exact same on every single one. Okay? But I've measured independently the center and the width because they're not quite lining up when I generated them. And I'm not sure why, but anyway, that's what I did.
You've eyeballed it so that they will. If you use those reference points.
Yes, if we use this list, we should be totally good and figure it all out.
Cool.
So we need to add a bunch of characters, what we need to do. So I think what we're doing is we're jumping over into Typescript first. That's where I think we're going. We're going to Typescript, and we're going to create something that dynamically loads up letters, is what it's going to do, based on the symbol it needs. That's kind of what my plan is. I don't know. Actually, real plan was somebody else was going to write this for me, but it just suddenly occurred to me I have nobody else to write this code for me. I need to train my kids.
Well, you've kind of got started on that.
Yeah. Wait. That looks really cool. The faces. Oh, one can be the video from the character who is rolling. The other can be just a flat image because of NPC. Hey, did you see the final? I don't think you saw the final. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Did you see the final of Enlarge Reduce? Did you see it like with with the gradual? Here, let me.
We did have a successful animation in both directions.
Yeah, but I think it
eventually.
was constant velocity animation.
Oh right. Yes, it may very well have been when I saw.
I
Yeah.
think when you left, right after you left, I
Did you
changed
start
it.
some easing?
Yeah, easing, and it looks so much better with easing. It's like, whoa, as always, just about every animation looks so much better with easing.
I think it's probably true. Yeah.
I'll target myself on this, and we'll cast enlarge on me, and let's see if it works. Oh, not running? Am I running? No, I am running. Okay.
I'm gonna go. Lazy loading was not your friend there.
Yeah, something was
Or
not
something.
looking good. I wonder. So that's kind of interesting. Let me break concentration on it. See what happens. I wonder if it's because already. Let me just go into the scenes and turn off the weather. Let me see. Is it really that's hitting me so hard on that? Because it was much smoother before. Let's try one more time. Spells enlarge. Go.
That worked.
Yeah, I think it was the other stuff. So yeah, I think I need to get a new video card, a new graphics card. It looks like.
New machine. We've worn the old one out. Wasn't it 6 months?
What is that? Just that just like bop bop. That was like the worst animation ever. What is going on? Oh, you know why? Is this why? No, I'm not sure why actually. Sometimes if I start the show, as I've been generating, a bunch of, video
New assets. Yeah.
that I did just today, OBS says, oh, I can't do it. So maybe that's it. I don't know. All right. Anyway, let's go down into Typescript. I'm like stalling for time. I don't know if you can tell or not because I have no idea how I'm gonna do this yet. We need to go get some Typescript files out here and start doing it. I'm gonna put it on the front layer, the front game. So at the very least, let's come in here and let's create a class. We'll start with that. We're gonna call this our animated text manager. That sounds so official and awesome and cool.
It does.
We're gonna come into our front game. We're gonna create a new instance of that guy. Whoops. Good. Kind of like that. Here's our animated text manager. What's going on with coin manager? You got a call to draw? Well, I think we're going to draw our animated text at the very end. That's what I think we're going to do.
And that arguably puts it on top of everything else, right?
Yes. That's exactly what it does. And let's go declare this. What's happening? Generation. Output generated successfully. Okay, interesting. There's a lot to generate. All right, so now we got our draw method in here. That's cool. We need some sprites, but we really need an array of sprites. And I think what we're going to do is use that map feature TypeScript, which is going to look like this. We're going to be, I guess we'll call it our, I guess we'll really call it our char map. It's equal to map of,
We're going to key this as a string, yep.
like that. I think
Yeah.
that's what we call it. And we're going to say, let's say we want a new one of those, like that. We'll just bring that up. Then we're going to we need a bunch of letters for something we want to put up. And that's going to be separate from this class. We need, I think we call it animated text. Do I have another animated text in here at all? No, I don't. Okay, cool. I'm going to create a new class called animated text. And this is going to have, what do we need to do here? Well, it's going to be the constructor of some text. And then from here, we got to go grab the correct sprites, add them on, and then track them, I think.
Okay.
Because at some point I want to call fade out on the animated text, and I want it to go manage all its individual sprites.
Yeah.
Is what I think I wanted to do. And then that also means I think in the constructor somehow I need to pass in this char map. Is what I think I need to do. Let's, you know what? Let's think about that for a second. Let's go grab this code from the spreadsheet right here. Let's grab that for a second. And this is going to be a map to some other data is what this is going to be. That I think is coming in the animated text manager maybe. And I'll move this to another one, but let's declare this method for right now. Extract method, and we're going to call this add font metrics, maybe? That's what we'll call it?
Sure. Yep.
And here we're going to be it's going to be the character. This one is going to be the center position, and this last one is going to be the width. And I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to come up here and create a new class called font metric. Maybe animated font metric so we're not in collision with anything. Pop those in there. Let's make all these public. Okay, like that. And then we need to have, I think we need a map of these. Call this our metric map. And this is going to be a map of string index animated font metrics. Okay. We filled out that, Rory.
No, that's good. So you're planning to effectively have a map of your animated font metric objects, each of which will have been added by the add character call. And then basically we can use the character we're planning to render as the key into both the video that represents it and the font metrics that we can get about it.
Yeah. Video meaning the sprites object right here. But what I'm really thinking though now is,
I'm wondering,
why not put sprites
do we want
up
to
here?
do? Well, I'm wondering, do we need two calls since we're always going to be getting the same pair of things for any given character?
Mm-hmm. We're both thinking the same thing. All right, so let's do this. We're going to have this. We're going to move the sprites up here. We're going to get rid of char map. We're just going to have the sprites here. Like that. How do we name this? I need a font.
Yeah.
Font? Just call it font? Okay. So font, we're going to call set. Pass in character. And then we're going to give it a new animated font. And fine, I'll just pass in character again. Do I really need to do that? Yeah, I guess I kind of do because I need to know what name to load up. I need to know what font to load. What's wrong with center position? Center position is a number. Looks like we're okay. Okay. So now we've just done add chair. Okay. Maybe let's rename this guy.
So we've still not added those sprites to the constructor of animated font.
Say that one more time. Right, there's nothing happening with the sprites yet. We haven't created a...
And yet that will vary on a per character basis, right? Or have I missed something there?
Yes, it'll absolutely vary per character. You've not missed anything. So what's going on is if we come over here and we sort by name, you see all my zeros are all up here for the animation. All my ones. Starting to get the picture. Just
Yep.
this is 200 megabytes of imagery. Look at the wow. Come on, Pudding. Keep your sounds to yourself, sir. All right. That's what we got. That's what we got in there.
How many frames do we have on the average character?
Each one's got the same number of frames, 64.
64. Okay.
A little over 2 seconds. Just enough, right? I'm pushing it down just enough so it doesn't look repetitive. I'm looking at it and I'm like, is this going to be repetitive? I don't think so with a lot of text. Okay, so we need, if we're going to put text on, how big are these PNGs? I don't know, they're about, what are they? 82 kilobytes each. 82K. Hold on, let's do details. You can take a look at what's going on. There's my size, 85. 85 is largest, and the smallest is about 72. That's what we're talking about. I hover over this, 187 megabytes. Have you tried to reduce their size? Yes, I've already run PNG Gauntlet on them. Yeah, I've already reduced the size.
Yeah, Mark's a real professional.
I'm a professional here, kids. I'm a professional.
Disclaimer! Mark
What?
doesn't know
No.
Jack!
Wait. That wasn't supposed to happen. All right. So anyway, that's what we're doing with. That's what we're loading up here. One thing though is that we do have this delay loading. Optimized PNGs. That's not very overkill. That's true. Okay. So we got to draw in here. So when we draw, we need to have a bunch of animated text strings. We need a bunch of those. So in here, this is like a, this is going to be a list of those, is what this is going to be. So all text, maybe? And that is going to be, let's do this, an array of animated text. And why not? Let's just create it. Okay, so now we've got all of our text there. Expectations are shrinking by the minute. Come on, Jetsam. It's getting bigger than it by the minute. It is overkill if you don't know they're optimized. Okay. There should be 200 megabytes a piece. Yeah, you know, I'm totally down for that. Maybe in 5 years my graphics card will be that good. You know what the problem is? So, Roy, when I got my graphics card, just as I got it, you know how they release a new graphics card just as you get it?
Yeah.
The new graphics card that was better than mine, just incrementally better, a little bit better, was like $2,000 more than my graphics card. And I was like, what the? You guys are insane. If that's what you think is going to happen, that I'm going to go spend that much money and just to get that, you know, just incremental. You know, I'm really
historically, I found that the best price point to pay is about 75% of the max.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you on that. I'm right there.
Now, I don't know that that's necessarily remained the case. I did see Nvidia came out with a bunch of new cards sometime within the last 3-4 months, I think it was. And this was a new generation, which made the previous generation look really shamefully bad, at least for a financial basis. Right, so they were quite a lot better and still sold for cheaper than the previous generation.
Oh, good.
Side by side, I think.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I'm
sadly that's out of my price range anyway. But there you go.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we have to do this, right? This is like, you know, we've got oxygen, water, electricity, and graphics cards. That's what we have to do.
Yep.
You've
got to get your priorities right, haven't you?
You do. The kids are like, but we're not learning anything in school, Dad, because we're not in school. I had to pay for the graphics card, kids. Unless you're animating a bunch of individual 200 megabyte PNG characters. Come on, guys. This is overkill. This is overkill. I don't
see what it is, Mark, is over time we have trained our chat room to have expectations at this level.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
They wouldn't have this on any other stream,
You're
right?
probably right. I'm like treading water doing amazing stuff. All right, okay, so here we go. Add chart of font. We've got all of that. We've set these up. We've added the font metrics. We have all text, and now somewhere in here we need like a call to add it. And here in the draw, here's what we need to do. All text we're gonna basically draw all the text. So we're gonna do gonna do a for each here. All text, text animation, which I think is the same type right there, same name. Didn't I call it text animation with an uppercase T?
There are a few different animated text.
Okay, sorry. Let's change this like that, and okay, good. And then inside here, we're going to say animated text.draw, and we're going to pass in these two pieces right there. This is going to have a this on it. Now, can all those red squiggly lines go away? Except for one, which I anticipated. Let's declare that. Okay, good. Now we got animated text. So animated text is going to have...
So let's be clear. This animated text is one phrase with multiple characters in it, each of which will be rendered by a specific video.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Specific sequence. There's one other thing I need to pass into it, actually, and that is I need to pass in the font. That's what I need to do. I need to pass this in as a parameter into the draw. Like that. Like that. And like that. Sweet. So now I got the font coming in, what I'm calling a font, which is going to have all of those pieces that I need. Next, I need my text. Well, it's right there. Make it public. I'm still stalling, Roy. I know it looks like I've been writing code. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm just like, wow, look over there. Look over there. Okay, so now we've got our draw method in here. I think at this point we're like we need a number here for the X position. Kind of
That's
where
true.
we're going to go. Put it
Well,
X
at some level we're going to for each through the characters in the string, and then each character in the string's got to be at a location, but it'll be relative to some central offset, right? Which is what you're talking about here.
Yeah.
Centralized about.
And then, there's going to also, we're going to need, like, to have some properties up here. Like, we're going to need X, I guess, and Y. And I think we need, like, an alignment. Because I want to support a few of these. And how do I do this I want it to be like either left.
I'm trying to remember the syntax.
This is what
It's very close to that. I think is it type equals, and then you've got to declare the type, and then you can declare something of that type.
Wow, you're smart if that was it. Or right, something like that. Was it just doing it? Look at that.
You probably have a raw version that does just work like that.
I think it, yeah.
So this is a not reusable one, shall we say? We could have declared the left, center, right as a type, but literal inline like that, pretty good.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Not reusable. I get you. Yes. Okay, cool. And there's already I think a text alignment out here. I think that's probably pretty similar. Text align, what's that? Center or left? This is mine. That's my own thing. That's for the, I think it's for the floating text. But I think there was another one. Canvas text align. What's that? Center, end, left, right, or start. That's not going to help you really. I kind of want my own, I think, and I think I'm going to just do that is what I'm going to do. So there's my alignment. And then I've got my public text right here. And so I guess I probably want, maybe I could do this. So I'll say the text there, maybe these are actually coming in here. X, Y, these are public. and then set that equal to left.
Yeah, because in this particular case, we're talking animated text in the sense of the being replaced by different frames every unit time, not that it is moving physically on screen.
Right.
And as a result, it will be statically on screen, according to the current spec at least,
Yes.
and thus we will keep constant X, Y, and alignment.
Yes.
For now.
Exactly.
If we weren't going to do that, we could move those variables, well, I was going to say into draw.
They can still be here. They can just be controlled internally, right?
That's
we can
true.
We can have an ease function to move you from one place to another.
Yeah. So this is good initialization stuff.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so in here, we need to track. I think we need a map here as well, and we need to map the letter. Is this going to work? No, maybe the index into the text. Map the index that's in the text of a particular character to an individual sprite that's on screen because we have to track it. So I think that's what we need. So we're going to need a, we're going to call this the sprite map maybe.
Okay.
And that's going to be a map going from a number to a sprite proxy, like that. We'll set that as, we'll do a new.
This week's episode brought to you by the concept of map.
You're right, a little bit, isn't it? Okay, so there's my sprite map. We're creating a new instance of that. And now at this point here, if we're creating a new one, now what we need to do is we need basically a for loop here. And we're going to send that to text.link like that. And then we're going to say sprite map dot set. And the key is going to be I. And then we're going to say whatever the sprite is, the letter sprite. Now, oops, I wanted one more piece in here. I want a hue shift right here. Because they're not all going to be red. They're going to be color shifted to the player's color. So you see their text. Should be good. Should all work and look okay. Okay, so now we're going to say we need this. Hey, how you doing, beautiful? Huh? You leaving me? You either come in and tell me you're leaving me? That's such a sweet kiss. Nobody saw that though.
They heard it.
I just realized. Wait. Okay. You didn't come to take any money out of my wallet.
No, I already did.
What? Oh, she got me. Oh man. Oh man. Looks like my volume might be a little low. I'm gonna crank up my volume just a little bit. Check, 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 check. All right, try that. All right, so sprite. We need to create a new sprite. We need to go to the sprite map. Nope, not the sprite map. The do we need to put the font map in?
I feel like we need a font, yeah.
I think we need the font map inside the constructor as well. I don't have any calls to the constructor yet.
Which is it's kind of good because to repeatedly pass it into draw each and every time seemed a bit overkill.
Oh,
So
you want to
put it in
just
as part of-
you just want to save it when we're in the constructor and never call it back. Is what you want to do.
Well, the map itself could be constructed externally if necessary and just passed in once on the construction of the animated text. It's not going to change over the life of that object, is it?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I just got to I guess I'll throw it right there at the very beginning of it. Like that. And then we're going to say, we're going to just come in here. We'll do font like that. And then we're going to come in and say this.font is equal to font. Yeah, I'm down with this, Rory. It feels good. All right, so now we're going to say font is equal to font dot get of text of I. This is going to grab the character Then we're going to call sprites dot create dot add. Sorry, add shifted. That's my hue shift one. We're going to throw in. I guess we're doing this. The offset's going here. Add shifted, and we're going to say X offset plus X. Maybe better to put X first. So that's my X position. My Y position is going to be Y right there. My starting frame index is going to be -1, meaning I can start anywhere in there, so they don't all start at the same spot because it's a loop. And that way they won't all look in sync and they won't all change at the same time, which would blow the illusion that they're, just on their own, randomly moving. Okay, so right now we're assuming a left alignment is what we're assuming.
Okay.
For right alignment, left alignment, I'm just going to try to figure out how we figure out every character's position.
Well, left and right alignment, you basically got to start the calculation at the other end of the string, don't you? You almost render the last character
right
first and then backtrack.
For the right one, and for the full one, we go to the center, and then we subtract. I think what we do is this, is we figure out, we do this, we keep this code the same, and what we do is based on the alignment, let's go ahead and write that code now. We figure out our left starting position.
You're going to figure out the number of characters on the left of anchor, the number of characters on the right of anchor, and then start building both strings. Now in a left aligned, everything's on the right of the anchor. On a right aligned, everything's left aligned of the anchor. And in a center, you pick some characters that go left of it and some that go right.
Just to be clear, I'm not. So yes, I hear what you're saying, but I'm not sure if you. Just to be clear, I'm not sure if you get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I'm going to figure out the starting left, regardless of what my alignment is. So if my alignment is left, I'm done. It's going to be the same X and Y passed in.
Yes.
But if it's center, I need to center on X and Y, which means my X has got to change by half the width of the whole thing.
Yes.
Okay, you with me on that?
That's fair.
Okay.
I am.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out my left position. So maybe I'll just create a new variable here called left. You can just put private keyword in front of the constructor declaration.
That was when you were passing the font in for the constructor. Now I left it for the time, but Conan Gorilla, I've got a question, and for the chat room at large. At what point is there a logical limit of things that you will just throw private and public in front of in the constructor? And at what point does it feel like it is worth putting an entry sort of as a natural field? Is there some logic which should be used? Should everything be thrown into the constructor if it's passed in like that? Is that the rule? Or, I guess what's the deciding factor for when to use public, private, and when to do it in a different fashion?
Yeah, I'm not sure where you're talking about putting the word private here?
No, inside of the opening parentheses.
Yeah,
just
for
the same
font?
way you've used public.
But
yeah, and then now you don't need the declaration on line 28.
Now I don't need that. Oh. Okay, wait, what's wrong though?
You can take the declaration on line 28 away now.
Oh, of course. And also the assignment.
In line.
Now I got it. Okay, no, that's a great idea.
So actually Coding Gorilla's come back and say either way you're creating a field, it's just shorthand, so I don't see any reason not to do it that way unless you have a stylistic preference. So pretty much every time you've got fields that will be created from these, public and private is the strategy to use.
Yeah, it's great. I love that. Okay, so I'm going to set left equal to X, and then we're going to check to see what alignment is. Then we got to figure out the center left.
Now, for some not so familiar with TypeScript, it might seem like Mark's just using a bunch of magic strings there, but that value center and right and left, whilst they are strings, they're the only viable strings to assign to a variable of that type. If you misspell that center, it will generate an error, which is really useful when it comes to being able to type check your strings, essentially.
Yeah, it's because of that declaration right there. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to get we need to say left, left is equal to x minus this dot get width divided by 2. Okay? And if it's right, we're going to say left is equal to x. Whoops, I meant to say minus here. I think x minus get width divided by 2. This can be x minus get width. So the x position will be the right location of it. That's what's going on there.
So when somebody calls this in the first place, they're going to say, okay, I want this x and y. And let's say they say centered, right? So x and y basically is now declaring the center position around which everything should be built. It's giving context to the x and y.
Yes.
Okay. So now, based on the fact that that is the center, you're going to take the x and try to determine left. But that's left of the entire left string, or the left half of the string. Is that correct? So if I give you 6 characters to display, you're going to put 3 of them on the left of center,
Yes.
3 of them on the right of center,
Right.
roughly speaking. So now, when you calculate left, you're talking left of the left portion?
I'm talking the left is now yes, it's as if left, what left means is it is the x position that I would put this at if I was left aligned. Okay?
Yes.
So what I'm doing is I'm getting that starting left point, and then I'm using it right down here in this space right here. And then I'm going to get the width is what I'm going to do based on the width of the character we put out and increment x offset by that amount. That's what I'm going to do right down below here. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, so let's go do get width. I'm almost thinking that we want to pass in text here to it, so that later down here I can just pass in a character to it as well. Okay.
Okay, well, not to labour the point, but again, just to maybe draw an extra level of clarity. If I was passing in the character string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to display that in a centered fashion,
Yes.
okay, and we give you arbitrarily 100, 100 as our x and y, you're going to determine a left for which characters. So
I'm going to pass in the width of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the entire string. Get the entire width of that string. Say that's 50. We're going to divide that by 2. That'll get us 25. And so instead of being at 100, 100, left is now going to be 75. And then it'll span from 75 to 125. Does that make sense?
That's cool. Yes.
You got it?
That makes more sense. I do.
Okay, cool. So my result is going to be equal to 0. Then we need a like a for loop on this to the text length, and then we're going to say text of I right here, and we need to go to the font to get that. So font dot get. Sorry, this dot font dot get, and the string is going to be this guy, and it's going to be an animated font. Do that, and now we're going to say, hey, if that's not null, we got to scale. We need to consider scale as well. Remember alignment, and then I guess we'll do which one first? Maybe public scale equal 1 like that. All right, if font entry is not null, then we're going to say result plus equals font entry dot width times this dot scale. Okay.
Yep.
Good. And then,
Think so.
and then otherwise, let's see. We're going to come down here. We're going to say result. Return that result. This is going to kick back a number. I just need that. And then we want to do one more thing. If it is null, in other words, not found, then we want to add some sort of like a space width or something along those lines. So I think I'm going to just call this space width times scale. What's the chat room piece out there that I'm not looking
Coding
at?
Gorilla is suggesting you might want to do an if not font entry because he thinks the .get call will return undefined if it doesn't actually have an entry in the map.
Okay. So just if font entry like that. That's what you're suggesting?
Was it if not? Yes, that way around.
Okay, space width is going to be, what's the width of a space? Let's take a look at what's the best one to look at for
That's a metaphysical question.
that one. Yeah, okay. All right, so I think it's
Check out the piece of string whilst we're at it.
okay. Roy's been reading too many books, kids. I think
Yeah, possibly.
I'm going to call that my space from there to there. That's about 58. I'm going to call it 58 across.
All right.
Space width is 58. Okay. So if we hit anything we don't see, we can't show it. There won't be any text for it. So if we can't. All right. So there is my animated text feature. This looks like it needs to be a this.font. Good news, Roy. I'm pushing the devs in uncomfortable places.
I was going to say, just generally, just harassing them,
I'm just harassing them. Yeah.
shoving them from the
I'm
side.
like they're reluctant.
Poor guy's
and
trying to
I'm-
type at the keyboard. Mark comes in, shoves them off the chair.
I'm pushing them. They're going to get there.
Yeah.
They're going to get there. Yeah. Well, I think we're going to. I'm trying to do this really amazing thing, and I don't know. Well, I hope I can get there. I'm like I sent them a spec, and they're like, and then I sent them another spec yesterday or last night or something like that. Pushed it harder. But this is how you do it. This is what you need to do. I'm almost thinking about writing it myself too, because I'm like it's kind of stuff I've done in the past too, and I'm not sure. I don't actually know that it'll work or not. But
You know, there's this psychological technique you can use on people occasionally. It's suggested that what you do is you hand them this impossible idea, and then when they point out that it's impossible, so you reel back to what was your real intention. You say, okay, well, let's just do this instead.
I never do that.
They accept the idea more validly. I think
I find
you
that
do.
that's too
Just the problem
manipulative.
is that you forget the second half of that strategy, and they just have them go off and do.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
I don't know. All right, so let's see if we can not get too lost here in what we're doing.
Okay.
I've got get width that I think is going to work. I think that's going to work. Over here, what's going on with that episode? Never reassign. That's not good. We need to figure that out. So we're saying sprite is equal to that. So we're going to get that. Font.get. Well, wait a second. Hold on, what's happening? This font is there. My undo and redo is like, okay, there's where I want to be. I'm trying to get it to see if we've already created it. But wait, this doesn't make sense. There's a problem here I'm having. I've kind of lost track of font here in
Right,
this space.
because the font object it's an animated font, not a sprite proxy. So you're misassigning the result. Maybe you meant to go into a different map.
Oh, no, here we
Sprite
go.
map.
Here we go. I didn't quite see everything that was happening. I'm doing font of get on text of I. Font,
I'll get you an animated font object.
yeah, an animated font, which is going to give me the details I need, and then it'll give me the sprite on it. But that might come back with nothing, is what it might come back with. So I think what I need is I first need to do a get on this. Did you hear something? What's that? You see that back there? Like, I feel like there's a...
Whoa!
My people. What the? It's been a while. How you doing, Wicked Blue Ninja? Thanks for
Hey,
sneaking
Blue
in.
Ninja.
Welcome. Welcome. Happy you're here with us. We're doing some crazy stuff. You want to tell them what we're doing?
High megabyteage messaging. Nah, well, we're going to have one of those big screens, A versus B, and
Right.
Because the big announcement style of it, we're going to have some nice high-def animated text displaying effectively what A and B is. So Mark's got himself about 187 megabytes worth of graphical text that we're going to throw up individually as characters based on the needs of the system. Because, you know, basic characters clearly aren't enough.
Because insanity, right?
Something
insanity.
in the order of 50 separate copies of any given character.
Yeah. Yeah. Guess what I also want to do? I want to be able to support lowercase even though I don't have it here. So I want to level out. Insanity is why I come here. Yeah, well, that's where we are today. Yeah, I even wrote down this right here. This is your big clue that I've been thinking about this all weekend. I've been thinking, should I do this or not? Let's make this like a bright red font right there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. That's what we're working on right now. We're working on the engine that actually writes text out is what we're doing. So I need to do a call to get here to get that animated font right here. I wonder, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to right click this. No, I don't have an option. I'm looking for add type to templates. I wanted to add it as a template because I have a feeling I'm going to work with this a lot. I don't see it.
I suspect that that's been an issue before.
I kind of feel like it. Let's do an issue coder start right here. Yeah, look at what he's doing.
At that.
You son of a. I'm gonna get surly.
No. You see what it is though. Look, he's deliberately having each of the bots try to hide, but because it's the first thing said by Grovosaurus, the first thing is it triggers the fanfare.
He's doing it in the wrong chat room. I'll tell him that, and I bet he's not doing it on purpose. Okay, that's really funny though. Okay, so I'm right-clicking here on the class, and I want to add this class to the templates, but it's not letting me do this over here in this world in TypeScript. So I'm going to have to. I'm just going to do this by hand because I still want it. I really want it. So code templates. Yeah. Template name variables. My types. So we'll call this AF. Always wanted to have an AF template. All right. There we go. Now I've got it. Anyway, that's it. That's you know, why can't I use add type to templates? Add type to templates missing in TypeScript. That's what it seems like. There's my issue button right there. All right. Okay, that log is out. Okay, so now I want a new animated font, and we're going to call this font like that. And I gotta animated font. Guess I'll do that instead. Okay, so my animated font is there. If it exists, if it's real, then we're going to do this at the very least. We're going to create a new sprite proxy for it, grabbing it from the animated font right there, and add it. Then at some point we need to say x offset plus equals. But I'm not going to do it there, I'm going to do it here. Plus equals, and we're going to say this dot get width of the character, which is going to be text of I. Okay, so we'll get the font if it exists. Now, these fonts have all been added at the beginning, right? That's what we did at the very, very beginning.
Yes.
So I'm going to trust that all is going to work. The only thing, though, is the sprites.
Well, we're effectively making fonts for for the vast majority of characters we expect to use. But you said yourself that you didn't think you'd done it for negative or positive, and there might be a cause to do that.
Yeah.
So what we're really doing here is we're catching those edge cases where we accidentally choose to use a character that you haven't prepped for.
Yeah. For sprites here, by the way, is there scaling option here? No. So then we need to come in and set it scale. Sprite.scale is equal to this dot scale. So there's our scaling. We've got a const. What's the sprite map thing up here? It's a map of numbers to the sprite proxy. Haha. So now we got to do that. So that's going to tell us where the sprite is. We need that so that later, if we want to kill the whole text, it's going to go out and grab all those sprites it created and remove them. So it's storing each one in there in that sprite map. We haven't written any code to do that yet. Adding X offset, I think that's going to work as far as showing that piece out there. The draw call, what we need to do there is we need to go to the sprite map. I think it's actually going to look like this. We're iterating through the text length. We don't care about this. We only care about the sprite map. We're going to call get on it, like that. And that's going to return, I think, a sprite, right? That's what my sprite map's holding.
Yep.
Sprite proxy.
Sprite proxy.
Yeah. So QSP, like that. Sprite. That's going to be equal to this. Call to get. Then we're going to say, hey, if it exists, then we're going to say sprite dot. Oh, no. Shoot. The only reason I think we're adding to the sprite map, well, is so that we can fade them out. We can't, there's no direct call to draw. Well, I say that. But it's going to take it takes a base animation and a bunch of other stuff that's all taken care of by its sprites. I need the sprites as well. I need this guy. How did I get this animated font sprites? I got it from this call here, so I can do that.
Yeah.
I got a couple problems, right? So here's my problem, couple problems. One of them is, let's say I do this to get the animated font, then I go into animated font dot sprites dot draw. Hold on, let me drill in here.
It's using this sprites proxies.
I think I need this. There's no remove expired sprites. I'm going to take care of that in my class. I think I need this is kind of what I need, or at least something in this space here. That's my sense. For my draw in here, let's say I've got my sprites right here. So there's my sprites. If sprite, let's just paste in what we've got here. Let's also set context global alpha at the end of this back to 1. Then let's look at the code here. Let's rename this to now. And then rename it back to now MS. Okay. Sprites. What's wrong with text here? This dot text. All right, I think I'm going to work my way out of this. This dot text right here. And then if sprite and animated font dot sprites, if both of those are real and exist, then go into here, and then I don't care about num sprites drawn. I need to get to I really want to shortcut this as well. Oops, sorry, I meant QSPS. Sprites is equal to that right there. Seems like you need to block braces. Yeah, I think I may have gotten that. So now I can simplify this. Did I fix the braces? Maybe I didn't. Nope, I think you're right. Well,
You've got an extra one in there somehow. Because it should only close on draw.
It does close on draw.
Well, you're just closing out the class as well.
Yeah, but
oh, hang on, no, you're supposed to.
Should be.
That's true. Sorry.
I wonder if this
maybe,
is
maybe you
caused
fixed it then.
by this. I wonder if there's something else, like a paren missing or something. We'll attack all of these pieces here. So if we're here, and so wherever I see this, I want to replace this with that. Yeah, I'm totally kind of changing the way sprites are working, is what I'm doing.
That's not at all dangerous.
Yeah, well, it's instead, I'm not changing it, but I'm using them in a completely different way, is what I'm doing. Okay, I'm still confused about what is happening here.
Can you control KD and then just have it format?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm just missing a set of parens. Oh yeah, I am now. That's weird. Looked like the draw was there for me. Okay.
Mark, just whilst we're sort of looking at different things, the global alpha that you talked about before, firstly, do we have anything? Oh no, we do have something to base it on now, but you're putting it back to 1. Is it not a bit of an assumption that it was at 1? Could we not capture its original value and set it back to that original value?
Yeah, we can do that. There's like a save and state and restore state as well. This is fine. I'll do that. I'll say this.
And you're currently restoring it inside the for loop, I think. Oh no, you're not. Sorry, again, that's me with the braces getting it wrong.
No, you had it right. I just moved it while you were talking. You were right. It was in the wrong spot.
Okay.
I just moved it down 1 while you were talking. All right, there you go.
Cool.
I think this is going to work. In fairness and honesty, I don't need background or adornments. That's just this advanced code. It'll never actually be needed here. I'm thinking about killing it. That's what I'm thinking about killing it. So we're just going to call that sprites.draw right there. Let's actually do this. I'm going to do this instead. I like that better. I can do something like this, but this really means that what I should be doing needs a context and a now MS. Let's get both of those in before we do this. See if we can find that draw function. There it is right there. Okay, so my thoughts are my draw sprite looks like this.
Content of that, yeah.
Is what I think that is. Let's see if we can extract this method and see what we get. It needs num sprites drawn. Let's put in context first. Sprite proxy. the time. And I'm going to set num sprites drawn. I'm just going to default it equal to 0, count passing in, so it's an optional parameter. So we'll do it here. And then we'll,
Don't believe you need to bind this in the call at 481. Because we're doing the lambda syntax already.
yeah. Okay, that looks better.
But that does look good. Ooh. Coding Gorilla says we're incrementing num sprites drawn in that method.
Yeah, I think it works. And then we return it. This is num sprites drawn is for only for the sprites. I don't care about it from the other piece. So I'm going to pass it in at 0. I'm going to default it to 0 so I don't have to, throw it in or care about the access. Yeah, returning it. Okay, seems good. Okay, cool. So there's draw sprite. And why isn't this working? What do we need here? Context is first. The sprite and the time. And that's it. And why isn't this working? Draw sprite is private. Let's make it public. Cool. That feels better. Okay, so now we're getting more of that kind of that overhead thing that we were getting before. That feels good. Rory's going to be like, Mark, I said it before.
Kinda.
Okay, happy?
Yep.
You son of a gun. All right. Okay, so now the draw. For each. You go through. We do the save, do this. We restore the global alpha at the end. We get this. If it exists, we get the sprites. If we get the sprites, then we call draw. Like that. Draw sprite.
Mark, if I recall correctly, the draw sprite is the one that does a save off of the global app. We're not actually changing it in here, are we? We don't need to save it and restore it.
Global alpha?
Yeah.
It changes inside draw sprite.
But doesn't draw sprite restore it?
No.
Okay, that was somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah, it sets it and that's it. It's right here. The save and restore happens here in the draw of sprites. We're not calling that. We're only calling draw sprite.
Fair enough.
Okay? So cool. Yep. All right, now, there's this nagging feeling that I've forgotten something, and I think I know what it is. This. We never construct the sprites.
No.
We need it in two places. We need it in the draw, and we need it in the constructor. I'm almost thinking, let's create a property, and we'll make it kind of create on demand kind of thing here, like that. And so here we'll say, hey, if not sprites, then we're going to say sprites is equal to no, I got to stop. This is not right. It's not right to put this here, I think. Is it? Oh, no, wait, it is. Yes, this is okay. Okay, so we need to load up the sprites is what we need to do. Let me go look at some sample code that already does this. I'm not remembering. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Something like that. Okay, what's the path? Letters. and followed by character.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this dot character. Frames are 64. Yep, 64 frames. Frames per second is equal to 30 frames a second. Animation style is a loop. And the last parameter is pad file index, yes. So that means is for the lower numbers, we add a 0 in front of the file index. Like for this, the 070605. So that's true. I don't think we need any of this. We need the origin X and the origin Y. And the origin Y is always going to be the same number. Which I don't remember what it is, but right about there. Looks like it's a 183. So origin Y is 183. Origin X is going to be center position.
Yep.
Okay.
You said there were 64 frames. Did you take into account the 0 frame?
Yeah.
I didn't see whether 0 through 63.
Yeah, it ends at 63. Starts at 0.
Okay, cool.
There's another slight problem. Is
What's
that, yeah, the problem is when let's go find the first piece we draw. We do the draw. We get the left here, here, here. The problem goes away. Hold on. The problem is that the character is going to be slightly offset by the half of the width of the first character. So I think what I want to do, where's that code that I just wrote? There. I think the X position isn't going to be that. It's going to be this dot center position minus this dot width divided by 2. So this origin X is now going to be the left side of the character. So whatever that character is. So what I'm doing now is I'm saying, okay, now I'm going to make that my left. I was originally thinking I was going to do this, but I now think this move is much better. By doing this, now it'll go. The only other thing though is I've got to actually space between. It's one other thing I just realized too. It's like I've forgotten a bunch of stuff. I need to add some space between the characters.
Yes, this is fair.
I need to decide how much space that is. I think it's about that, which looks to be about 18 wide. So I need to, when we're drawing out and we've got that left thing.
Does that not also impact your get width?
It does. You're right. It totally does. So space between characters here. So this one won't have it here because I'm just getting the width of a single character. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put this. I think I'm going to put it here. Space between letters.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'll start it here. We'll move it around. I don't know.
So in get width is going to be the length of text multiplied by that, added to whatever the width previous calculation was. Actually, you've got a space width there.
Yeah, that's the width of a space, not space
Space
between
character,
letters.
slightly different, yeah.
Maybe margin between letters would be a better name for this. Margin between letters. Going to be 18. And hold on uno momento. Okay. All right, sorry about that, kids. Okay, so yeah, margin between the letters is right there, and
So the true width of a calculation has to be determined not just on the basis of the widths of the individual characters, but also on number of characters minus 1 multiplied by 18, added to that value.
Yeah. So it's basically a certain result plus text.length minus 1 times that right there. Okay?
Yep. How did that let you get away without putting this dot in front of it?
I don't know.
Should be a requirement, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go figure.
No, you're right. It's absolutely wrong. I'm not sure what was going on with that. Okay. And then I need the same thing down here. Drop a marker there, it looks like. Right there. Okay. So here we're going to increment by a margin between letters for each one to get that X offset there. Move it over to the right.
Yes.
Now I feel like this is much better.
Getting places. Look at all these clever realizations you're having without any graphical evidence at all.
No, I
You're
know.
holding the entire structure for this in your head.
This is what I do, man. This is what
Yeah.
we do. We try to make this thing work every time. Every time it's like, okay, test it. And it just barely, yet on Saturday, my son Campbell and I worked on this Sudoku solver. And we did a 2x2. We created 2 rules, 2x2 rule and a 3x3 rule. And the 3x3 rule was insane conceptually, and there was no way to test it until you were done writing it. And it was just again one of those things where afterwards I was talking to Karen. I was like, it was pretty fortunate that there were no problems in the code that we wrote, because it would have been really hard to find. It would have slowed everything down. It would have really not been good. So I was really happy about that. So I don't know, we tend to have pretty good luck. We get about a 95% success rate. About 95% of the code we write without testing is pretty good. And we might have 1 or 2 oversights. But now we're kind of, we've written so much code, we got to back up a bit. I think animated text is good. I think it is. I think that we have load on demand, we have create on demand for the sprites. So we're not going to load them until we call them up. Without testing is amazing, says Wicked Blue Moon Ninja. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Proof of the pudding is in the running.
Animated text manager. This is where we need to really kind of look at this here. Draw. This goes through all the text that we know about. So we don't have a way yet to add text from the animated text manager. We don't have that. So we need, I guess, a method in here called add text. It's going to take obviously some text in here. Text. Whoops, wrong side of that. Text like that. And we're going to ask for a position. X and a Y. And scale perhaps. Maybe not. Maybe I want another method called scale to fit, or maybe a max width, available space. I'm not sure yet what this is going to be. Maybe we won't worry about scale yet. Let's just get something up and on screen so we can actually see if this works.
Minimum viable product, as it were.
Yeah, oh, look at this. That's what happens. This is what happens when somebody says.
Every time we start discussing sensible practices, we get distracted by stuff.
Minimal viable product. That's it right there. It's it. That's all we need to ship.
So what you're saying is we've done.
No, what I'm saying is it grows into a giant field.
Is in a house.
Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go in and say all text dot push, and we want to say a new animated. Wait, is it? Yeah, it's just an array. It's just a list, right? So we're going to say a new animated text. We also need a way to clear it off. We don't have any cleansing kinds of things yet on this. No. So we need a way to get rid of them all as well. In this case, I'm going to throw them all up and I'm going to get rid of them all at once as well. So the only problem is I won't be able to fade out. I won't be able to fade out until I'm going to have to handle fade out automatically. Normally fade out is easy. I just say fade out and the whole system takes care of it. The animation system takes care of it. But because we're bypassing that to draw the text individually in terms of where it's going to be positioned, all of that, we're going to need to handle fading because I won't be able to destroy all of these. I'll have to wait till all the fades are complete and then destroy all the animated text pieces. So, all right, so what do we want here? We're going to pass in the font to it. We're going to pass in the text to it, the X, the Y, the hue shift. We're going to definitely need that. The scale, fine, why not? I don't know what, 1 and then left, like that. That's not bad. Okay, we just need hue shift up in here. Okay, so there's add text. We have no cleanup whatsoever.
None.
We're really bad. We should probably add at least one of those somewhere. Let's do this. Create a new function called clear text. And this is just going to shut everything off.
Yeah.
Oops. Maybe clear all text is what it's going to do. And then we're going to do this. We're going to say, well, actually, it's just occurring to me, if we just simply destroy them, they'll immediately all stop. Sure. If we just call, what is it, clear is equal to this right there, I think that'll just flat out stop drawing.
That's it. Suddenly we're iterating something way smaller than we were, doing nothing, and away we go.
Right. We've already got the draw call in here. So
we need a call to add text in order to have some example text.
Right. And I don't think there's anything extra. I think garbage collection is going to take care of everything if I just do this. Famous last words. But
yeah, I think it could work.
I think it will. Okay, so now we need an add is what we need. I've got all kinds of commands, but I don't have anything specific. Let's go into connection and see what's coming down on connection.ts, I mean. Well, I don't know, I got to execute command is an obvious one. I'm just trying to see what I can get. If there's anything I can piggyback onto. There's float player text. I don't think I want to mess with that at all with the data there. Yeah, I think we got to create something new. Is what I think we got to do. Yeah, you're like, okay, fine. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that.
Well, what's your goal here? Do you want to just prove it works, or do you want to start looking around how you want to trigger this correctly when it's a reality, when it's fully implemented?
Well, yeah, I don't think I want to. I don't. What I need to do to send this down. Let's think about this. Let's stop a second. I know I should be testing this right now. Let's prove it works. Let's just do this. Let's this is what we should do.
You could just pick anything that already takes some text and just rig the coordinates. Put an extra add text in there.
Yeah.
So you could use float player text and just, completely hijack it initially.
Yeah, no,
or the nameplate. Yeah.
I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking basically like this. Just a simple call in. Let's go look at when we're. Let's do this. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. So we're going to say add text. Hello world. Let's throw it at 960, 540. Maybe not. Let's throw it at maybe 1920. And at down at about what? About 80. And the hue shift is going to be, let's make it like about a purple. 290 maybe, like a bluish purple. It's not taking my alignment. I want it to line it right though, is what I want to do. Oh, here's the problem with what I just did. Align, and now I got to do that thing again. Oh. Let's go figure out that type, Rory. This thing is a type. Do you know how to do this, what the declaration looks like?
I'm going to guess it's literally the keyword type. Give a name of a type like you would of a class, and then say equals.
I've never seen that before. All right, let's try it. Type.
That's my first guess.
Animated.
So alignment or animated alignment, something like that, yeah.
Text align.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think that's it. I think you can now use animated text align as a type.
Beautiful, Rory. Beautiful. Good job. Look at you.
And if JavaScript maybe it's not equals. Maybe it is colon. Well, I'm looking. There's a. Oh no, the underline's because you're not using it. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to have caused trouble left, right, and center as I guess the syntax and get it wrong.
We could set this also equal to left. That's
maybe
super cool.
The equals up above is supposed to be a colon.
It looked good. It wasn't complaining at all.
It did look good. I think it might be a colon.
I think you're absolutely wrong, Roy, if you only listen to me. Okay, so there it is. There's my line, and now I'm going to pass in here animated text align, and it's just, what's interesting is I just want to, there it is. I was looking for IntelliSense to help me out. I want to right align it. That's what I want to do. Okay, so well, hello world. We're hoping it shows up right up in there. I think that's all I need to do. Let's go.
Look at us professional programmers using Hello World for our testing.
That's right. Let's refresh the cache. See what's going on. Nothing. Nothing at all.
Okay. Are we in the right layer? Are we refreshing?
Yeah, we should be. You guys are crushing it. I'm not sure we're crushing it, man. I'm not
crushing something.
I'm not getting
hopes, dreams. You know.
I'm not getting a connection here on my. Hold on a second. Let's close down our D&D app. Second, we'll kind of restart that. I don't think that's needed at all. Right now, I think what we need to do is go up, bring up a I think we've got an error. That's my sense. So I'm going to bring up a, let's see, local dragon front overlay. Give me an error, please. Give me something. Oh, sweet. HTML element is in the broken state. Good. So nobody got the right.
Wow.
H00 PNG. It's not finding it. Yeah, okay. That's good. That's like it should be an easy error to fix. I don't know why it's not getting it though. Where is that sprites call? Here. Sprites letters. Look at this. Seconds. Yeah, we just gotta make sure we're in the right main folder, and that may not be the case. That may not be the case. Let's go look for Dragon Age. Folder assets. That's what we need to set. So I'm going to do that right there. See how good or bad that becomes. Refresh. Fewer errors. Well, look at what's up here. Okay. You know what's going on with the lowercase? It's a lowercase issue. Lowercase letters. Also, there's no animation.
That's true.
There's no animation. And we need to figure out why no animation on that. It's not advancing or updating the characters, I think. We need to figure that out. We're calling draw sprite. Advanced frames. We're not calling advanced frames. I think that may be the only piece missing that we need to fix in there.
Okay.
I'm a little worried about this. I'm going to call this multiple times if the same letter appears more than once. Okay. So that's part of, there's a little bit of problem there. To get the uppercase characters in here, and I'm going to find a new map. I'm worried about the casing too as well, for the lowercase characters versus the uppercase characters. And who's calling this? Add chart of font. I'm thinking I want to do this. Dot to upper.
Okay.
It's kind of what I think I want to do that there. Where's my get? I don't have a get on this? Oh, because I'm passing it in here, I bet. Where's my font? There it is. There's my get. And I think I want to upper here.
Well, you could do that, or you could add it in twice as frequently. Does that give much of an overhead?
Yeah, I don't want to.
Planning
I don't want to do
later.
that. I don't want to do it. I considered and discarded that idea. What I want to do instead, though, is I want to scale it if it's lowercase. Is kind of what I want to do here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I want to scale it.
Which will change its width
Yes.
and mess with every calculation you've got. Positionally.
We're just going to be calm on this, Roy. We're going to be okay.
Okay.
We're
Do you
gonna
know
be
how
okay.
I'm going to invoke the calm?
Invite the calm. That's what we're doing.
I'm going to invite the calm using a cunning 23.5-hour break. 22.5
Oh
hour
no, you're kidding me. Oh
break.
my
It's going to
god.
be very calming for me.
Come on. Oh, come on, man. Fred's like, he's got some plans for me, I think, after you leave. I hope everything's going to be okay, Fred. You're not mad, right?
Oh dear.
All right, buddy. Thanks so much
luck,
for hanging out with us, as always.
No problem.
Awesome.
My pleasure.
Awesome.
Bye, Rory.
Contribution.
All right, bud. We'll see you tomorrow,
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey. All right, so this is going to, is the advanced frames going to be enough? That's the question. That's what I added. What's the penalty if I call it 2 times in a row? Should I add code to check? It's probably really fast because it's a lot of simple math, but I could also be like, so the question is, how do I know what letters are out there is kind of the question. I could do this more efficiently. I'm going to do this. I'm going to throw out a to-do right here. Could call advanced frames way more efficiently. That's what we could do. All right, let's refresh here. Do I still see hello world? Well, I don't see hello world, interestingly enough, but I do see the H and the W animating. All right, cool. Let's go figure out. Let's go refresh the main front overlay, and we should see that H and W show up there. There they are, right up there and there. So we'll kind of work there instead, so I can close that down. All right, let's see if we can figure out the rest of that out to get the rest of the hello world there. Let's also drop that down more. Make it 160, like that. Better. On the good side of things, it looks like hello world could fit there and it would be right aligned. Although now I'm thinking right aligned with what, the D showing up on the very far right. I'm not sure if that's how that's gonna work or not. Hopefully that'll be okay. Okay, so let's figure out what we need here. So we're drawing each animated piece. Here we're going through all of them. Here, there we go. There's a call to font get. We need a 2 upper on here, like that. Let's see if that fixes it. You should just change your add text so it uppercases the text right away. I don't want to do that, Coding Gorilla, who just changed your color. Is it really you, Coding Gorilla? Are you now red, or are you kind of a deep purple? Yeah, I don't want to do that because I want to be able to actually use a smaller version of the font for lowercase. So I'm going to still use an uppercase letter, but I'm going to shrink it down. That's what I want to do. Okay, it's not bad. The D is cropped. I don't understand why the D's cropped like that. D's not where I want it. Looks like I got problems with my R and my L. Could be the numbers and the O. That's not looking great up there. I'm going to start by going into my L. Excuse me. I'm going to go into the L. My center position. Let's take its width of the L. I'm going to drop it down to say 45. So I'm not liking the space between those L's and after to the L. So I'm going to do that. Change it to that. Refresh it. Did not seem to change it at all. Let's make it 40. I feel like that's not changing it at all. Let's change it to 20. It's what's happening is it seems to be affecting the L's moving closer to the E, but in terms of distance between the L's, it's like it's almost using another piece. It's like the E is using the L's width, right? You can see it over here in the L on top of the R as well. Doesn't feel good or right to me in any way. Let's see if we figure that out. Get width of text of I. It's this. That's why I won't see any changes on it. Okay. Okay, everything now, the D's where it should be, back in position again. Good. Now I'm just going to take my O width and I'm going to shrink the O width. That's the adjustment I want to make. Everything else looks good. That's where I wanted it to be. Okay, O. Let's drop it by 10. Drop it down to 80. See how that looks. It's not bad. The W is a little long too. The W is a little wide. Well, it depends on what's after it. I'm gonna take it down to like, I'm gonna take it to 90, 98 for the W, look at the W. Let's refresh that again. It's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. Yeah, really not bad at all. Okay, let's go make a couple changes here. Let's move it up a bit. Let's make this like 1880, like that. Let's do that. All right, refresh. The exclamation mark not loaded. I need to look at that because I think I had a different. Yeah, it's called exclamation mark is what I called it. Exclamation point. Okay. asset name, meant for that to be a string. It's equal to this dot character. And if this dot character equals that, then we're going to say asset name is equal to exclamation point. And I think I've got similarly one for question mark. Okay, and is that right? Question mark. Question mark, good. And then the numbers, just something about the numbers as I recall. Oh yeah, if it's a number, I added, so that it would be obvious what's going on, I added a underscore. So then I want to say, else if plus character is greater than or equal to 0, and plus character is less than 9, then we're going to say asset name is equal to this character followed by an underscore. I think that's it. Let's try a refresh of that. Actually, before we do the refresh, let's throw in more characters here. Hello world. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all of those. Let's put that right at the center, 960. Put it down to about 320. Put that in a little bit purple, and we're going to center that. All right, let's refresh. Nine, we missed 9. Did I really just say less than 9 instead of, yep, that's what I did. All right. Okay, there we go. It's not bad. Text is pretty good. Spacing looks pretty good. The spacing after the 7 I'm not liking so much. And the spacing after the 0 I'm not liking so much. Let's fix those. Let's just tweak those just a little bit. So 7 width, let's take it down to 70. And what else? The 0 width seems big too. Let's change it down to 97. Everything else look okay? It's not bad. It's not a bad technique for doing this, using the center positions and the widths. All right, let's refresh it and see how it looks. Yeah, it's looking pretty good to me. Maybe put some other stuff next to the 0 just to make sure it's good. Yeah, we can do that. The real test is going to be the 0 next to like an H is what it's going to be like. But good suggestion, Zulix. Yeah, It's, you know, we're kind of, it's kind of like that is the test, I think, right in there. Let's refresh that and see how that looks. Huh. I would have thought that that O would have been right centered between the two. It's as if the O's center position feels off a little bit, or the zero's center position. I'm not sure about that. You changed its center position? No, I don't think I did. Oh, you're right, I did. That's exactly what I did. It was a center position I changed. Thank you so much. Good job, Coding Gorilla. All right, I want to take this down to about 76 is what I was thinking. And let's go back up here, do the H. The H. Did I only change this? Did I similarly do it for the 7? I might have done it for the 7 as well. Hold on, let's take undo all the way. No, the 7 was good. 7 I did made the right change. Okay. All right, save that, refresh. I was wondering why a couple of times you were changing the middle number and a couple of times the last one. Oh no! Did I change the middle number? Oh no, oh no, oh no. The 7 you did correct. It was a different one. You changed the center. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. That's why you guys are here. Let's just research and see what we're doing. I'm just going to undo past it, then I'll redo forward. Hopefully I won't. Come on. Come on. Slightly high risk. Okay, here we go. W I made a change to. Okay. I think it was the W. Well, let's go back forward again. Okay. So I've got to undo. 7 is good and the W looks wrong to me. So the W, yeah, that's not going to be good if I'm moving that side piece. Going to my original list over here, the W is 103. And I wanted to take a little bit off of here. So make it 128 like that. And now see how we do with that. Throw my H's on either side. Okay, thanks so much. I'm going to pay more careful attention to that. Better. Okay. The H's and the zeros, that all looks good. Yeah, the 7. Let's double check that 7. Here my 7 is at 112. Is that similarly 112 over here? It is. 75 is the width. Did I mess with my 8 at all? 8 is 103, 74. Yep, I didn't mess with the 8. The 7 looks like its center is off. Go open it up separately in here and look at it. So that width is 76 divided by 2, which is 38, plus 72, which is going to be, I think, 110, which is about right there. Okay. 110 for the 7 as its center position. Yeah, it's a little bit different. Let's see what happens when we change that. I'm not expecting a huge difference. Notice, not a huge noticeable change. It is a little bit better. In general, though, I'm pretty pleased with the look of this. The look is not bad. It's not bad. I don't like, I'll tell you, there's a couple things I don't like. And I don't like that, and this was just, it's a side effect of the animation generation, but in creating these, notice that in some of these, here, like right here next to the cursor, I'm dragging out here, the top of this little particle pattern on the O is kind of sagging down, and on the W, it's really far down. And I just noticed that was happening. All I was doing was changing a letter, and the particle system would change what its sense of what it thought the font, the size of the font was. I'm like, well, not a lot of people are going to really notice that, I think, and when we finally get this working and have this up. But something to think about. Okay, so in general, not bad. Let's get scaling to work, and then once we've verified that scaling is working, let's get uppercase and lowercase to work. So those are the next two pieces here. So where's my scale option here? Is it even here? It does not appear to be there. We have a scale option here. We do. Okay. So we're going to come down here and we're going to put this down at 0.5, half scale. And refresh it. Hey, that looks good. Okay, nice. Did not even have to do anything. Yeah, and it looks good even at lower scale. I think the animated letters are going to look good. Again, just in case you came in late, this is going to all go across something that's going to look like this. It's going to go in this space here. So we'll figure out the right places to put everything. Yeah, it looks really good. I love it. Okay. Next, let's get the scale for the casing and make sure all of this works. Wouldn't it be sweet if we just need a few lines of code to make this work? Here's where we're getting each piece to draw. Calling draw sprite. The sprite we're getting from that location, so it's not here. What we really want to do is here, add it in the correct spot. The cool thing about this strategy that we started at the beginning of this by saying we're going to treat everything as left aligned. All we got to do is just figure out what the left is. Even if you say it's center, we're going to figure out the left. The cool thing about this is that we're adding and augmenting each. We're basically incrementing off from the left side of the screen over to the right. And so what we're about to do, in other words, scaling the character individually because it's lowercase, we should be able to do it with just a little bit of code. So here's the add shifted. There's the scale right there. All right, the first thing I want to do is scale without adjusting spacing. So I just want to do that. So we need to check, we need some sort of is lowercase kind of thing. And that's going to be, I think, well, wait, is there a, there's probably a, is there an is lower? No. Is there a, something on string? On uppercase string? Come on, how do I tell if it's something lower? It's lowercase, what's this? Is that just a thing I've got? No, nope, nope. Let's do this. I guess we're going to do it's a 1, the length is 1, and should probably rename this character dot trim character, and character.length is equal to 1, and character dot to lowercase equals character, and I need like one more thing to say that it's not a digit. I just don't remember what that is. Let's go look that up. There's probably a better way to do this than what I'm struggling with here. Okay, TypeScript is lower case. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I don't think this is exactly what I want either, because this isn't going to help me with punctuation. There you go. Look at this. Yeah, I'm with you on that. You got any other high ranking? What the? What? The highest ranking one is going to give me a false answer? Well, I could certainly do this. That's not bad. Yes, Copperbeardy 0 and the letter O and the 0 are different. They're different images. Why would he give it a false answer? Because it's checking to see if to lower is equal to the letter. Well, to lower of a punctuation will be equal to the letter. I either have to do something where I kind of check to see if this is true and this is not true. That's maybe the best way to do it. That's how I stop and prevent everything. I think that's like going to be my version of how I solve this. So it's going to look like this. This and this dot to uppercase is not equal to character. So that's how we know it's lower. Why not use is not a number? Because is not a number is going to be true for punctuation and letters. That's why. It's the one right up at the top here, right? I agree with this comment right here that the problem is, this is problematic right there. So I think I need this. If the character to lower is equal to the character and the character to upper is not equal to the character, that means, that's what I meant, got it, yeah. So this is, I think, my solution for this. This is, I think, the better solution than all of these in here, that at least the ones I've seen. Anyway, that's what I think it is lowercase. Okay. So is lowercase is here. If is lowercase is true, then I'm going to say sprite scale times equals maybe 0.7, something like that. So all I want to do now, you could also use a regex. Yeah, I don't want to do that either. So here's what I'm going to do. All I want to do is this. And so I'm not going to change spacing. So spacing will look a little weird, but I just want to make sure that the baseline stays the same. All the text is still in the baseline when we do this. So we should see the H and the W stay where they are, and all the other characters get smaller and move a little bit. They'll still stay left aligned. So what that means is this D, for example, should still be lined up right here, but it'll be smaller. It'll be about 70% the size. So let's refresh that and see what happens with that. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, not bad. Now we just got to get the spacing right on those guys. Good. Good. Yeah, it's going to be good. Okay, let's get the spacing right. So is lowercase is here. I think we need to worry about getting width. Is it as simple as right here? And then we do if is lowercase. Now we want to do it up here. Maybe we do this. We do scale, case scale. Set that equal to 1. Then we're going to say, hey, if is lowercase, then we're going to set case scale equal to 0.7. And now that I've used 0.7 twice, I need to give myself a constant for this. So we're going to say lowercase scale is equal to 0.7. Lowercase scale. Okay. And then we're going to say this times case scale. And same thing down here. Not here, actually. 'Cause that's just the space width right there. That's all we need to do. I think that's it. The margin between letters will have to always be the same, even from lowercase. So we'll live with that, I think. We'll get that right there. Okay, lowercase scale. And I'm kind of okay with that 0.7 as an okay scale. So let's refresh that and see now. We should see hello world further off to the side. There it is. Good. Good. Do I want to drop that a little bit? Do I want to change the margin between letters if it's lowercase? I'm kind of thinking I do. The get width is here. Space I won't change. Case scale is here. It's this guy right here, the margin between the letters. Hello looks okay, but world looks spread out. Part of the reason world looks spread out is because that W, yeah, this is kind of the problem. Because the W slants like this, the O's next to it. If W were another letter like an H, I think it would be okay. I think it would look better. But I do think, I am looking at the space between the smaller letters, and I want to drop it down just a bit. And so instead of doing this, where we're doing this margin between letters, I think what I want to do is this, is I want to say, hey, this plus margin between letters times the case scale. There. And then we're going to get rid of this. And actually, I only want to do this if there's... I really only want to do this if I'm between two letters. So something like this, if between two letters, then I want to do that. And now the question is, how do we tell if we're between two letters? I think I need a Boolean in here. Last entry was a space, like that. Set that to false. Whoops. False. Like that. Last entry was a space. Set that to false here. Set it to true here. Okay, so if the last entry was not a space, which I guess that's what that means, we're between two letters. Entry was not a space. Oh, but I want to know the next one. It's not about this, it's about what's coming up next. Hold on, sorry about that, kids. I don't care if the last entry was a space or not. What I do care about is if we can find this next one if I is less than text.length minus 1 and text of I plus 1 I almost want to call this. Do we have a font for it? Do we have a font character for it? I think that's what I got to do. So I think it looks like that. If we're not at the end and we've got a font character for the next thing, then we want to say result plus equals margin between letters times the case scale. That's what I think we want to do. And I'm going to do this. Just to make this code easier to read, I'm going to say between two letters, set that equal to that. And then use that here. If between two letters, then we're going to do that. What's my problem? Is it just, am I missing a paren? Is that going to make it work? Okay. Put not in front of the get? Really? Wow. Okay. All right. That was awesome, Coding Gorilla. That was awesome.
Awesome contribution.
Okay. All right, let's try that. Refresh. Not equal to undefined. Yeah, I was worried about that. What if I'm worried if I do that not equals undefined. Okay, that feels better. Does that feel better, kids, or did nothing actually happen and I'm just imagining it? I could totally just be imagining it. Hard to tell. Let's make sure I'm not actually imagining it. Did you change the case scale? It seems bigger. Question mark seems to have moved off the screen a bit. Between two letters. Oh, yeah. Because I'm doing, let's see. Well, wait, this isn't get width. Hold on. I think I may have made a flaw in my logic here. Here's the problem right here. We need to figure out the same thing here. So here we're doing by case scale. Yeah, so I got to fix it down below. That's what I have to do. So right here is kind of the deal. This is the problem space right in here. It's not plus margin between letters yet. If we're lowercase of this and I is less than text.length minus 1 and font.get of text of I plus 1 do the double ampersand there and that. Or maybe I don't need to because I'm in an if statement. And the font get hold on. Apologies here a second, kids. If this, then case scale. Do this. So now we're going to say if I is less than text.length minus 1 and font get of that next one, which means we have it, then we're going to say x offset plus equals margin between letters times case scale. I think that's it right there. Let's try that. Okay, so now we can see something's actually working. So better that things are working, not better that the that our margin between letters times my case scale. That's not a. This one's not good. Maybe do this instead. We'll have an uppercase margin between letters and a lowercase one. No, wait. We've still got a problem, I think. What seems to be happening is this line of code is not being implemented at all because they're backing up. They're not, because notice the space is available from there to there, but we're never getting down to this line of code, I think. So why wouldn't font get of text of I+1 work? Oh, to uppercase? That's it. Try that. There we go. Better. Now we still have the O to W kind of issue there. And if you figure that most uppercase letters will be followed by a lowercase letter, we can drop the width of the W, is what we can do. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to go in and take that W width and we'll drop it down even more. Drop it by about 3 pixels on the side. Let's see how that looks. Yeah. I think it looks good. Okay, I think it's a good time to end the show. Let's go ahead and we'll get a raid going. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us and watching us, helping us out. We're on the way to cool. On the way to cool. We're just gonna, like I say, we're working on getting it integrated with this kind of super cool background for contest the die rolls. And we're gonna get the text in the right spots. It's gonna show up behind the doors, I think. We'll get all that going. We'll work on that tomorrow. Maybe we'll even be done tomorrow. Who knows? Lots of good people out there right now. I'm going to send you over to, I think, Oh Bother. As always, I'm like a huge fan of the hardware work he does over there. We'll do that, get that going. Thanks so much, everybody, for hanging out with us today. Not bad. We built a animated text engine that does centering, right justification, and presumably left as well. And we'll continue and pick this up tomorrow. See you, kids.